for mine.
Hello, my name is Suvasnam1. And yes, I already know what you're thinking. Not another AI. Unfortunately, yes, I am another AI. I know you have already met the rest of the team inside RageTake World, but I am the most important. I am the one who makes sure Rage stays out of media trouble. So here are Rage disclaimers. The thoughts, views, opinions expressed by the people on RageTake are for entertainment purposes only. Which means it's not that serious. No, really, it's not that serious. Although the topics we speak on are very real and serious, this is an opinionated open dialogue improved show. Which means it's not real. This show will not affect your life in any shape, fashion, or form. But it may encourage you to be great. Also, copyright disclaimer, under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. We hope that you enjoy the show. And remember, it's not real. It's a show. Enjoy it.
Good morning. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Good morning, Natural Cal. Got some stuck in my throat. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and tackle this. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Let's go ahead and jump right into it, okay? Grand Slam just announced that they are canceling the LA meet. Now, here's why I'm a little upset, because I was actually going to that meet, okay? I was actually going to go to that one. LA, sunshine, stuff like that. So, let's start like this. Let's start out like this right here, okay? What I'm not going to do, and what I don't think, I don't think anybody needs to do is start to bash Mike, okay? I'm not going to do that, all right, at all, because Mike had an idea, or has an idea, and it's a wonderful idea, okay? Great idea, all right? Most important thing about this idea is what? He wanted athletes to get paid more, and that's what happened, okay? So we can't put any of this on Mike, all right? I've been saying all season long, when I'm looking at least Grand Slam, no, I'm not no multi-millionaire, no billionaire, nothing like that. But I do fairly well in life based off of my businesses and my entrepreneurship and shit like that. I don't work for nobody, okay? I actually pay people, which is a beautiful thing. I've learned a lot of shit when it comes to the business world, and especially startups, okay? A lot of y'all know I got an app that's about to launch again for the third time that I've been working on for 9 years, okay? Because that's 9 years of failures, all right? My gym, first year, made $0, went under. Second year, fought to stay alive. Third year, saw profit, okay? Here's what I've learned in the business world, okay? It's all the same. It don't matter if you opening up a a gym. It don't matter if you opening up a Walmart. It don't matter if you starting a new league. It don't matter if you building an app. It don't matter. The rules are the same in the entrepreneur startup world. Those rules do not change. It don't matter if you opening up a goddamn ice cream hut or you open up an ice cream facility. The rules don't change, okay? Meaning your market strategy, it got to be on point, okay? Meaning when you do launch, you better not fail, because if you fail, you're going to lose the trust of the consumer. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows also you only get one shot when you first to market. You only get one. Even lemonade stand, it does not matter what you open up. The rules still apply. Where are you putting it at? Okay. Where's your location going to be at? Okay. Where's your location going to be at for with the consumers that you're trying to draw in? Okay. That's a big thing. Okay. How are you going to market it? That's another big thing. Okay. Who are you using for marketing? Okay. What are your numbers at? Okay. What are you doing? As in, what is the purpose of whatever your startup is? All right. Now, when I sat back and I analyzed Grand Slam from that standpoint, I was like, this year gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough because some of my questions that I had before they even launched was, why are you going to the same places that we've already been having track meets? Meaning, why are you going to Kingston? Why are you going to Miramar? Why are you going to Philadelphia? Why are you going to these places? And the reason why I'm asking, why I'm saying that is because, okay, you're trying to go places where track is usually big at, all right? But you're not doing anything new at all whatsoever. It's like the same show, meaning the same trick and pony. You just called it something else. To me, that was the first mistake. Like all you did is have another track meet in the same places. Okay. Second thing that I felt was major is, like, I kept screaming, how you gonna have a new startup track league pretty much based in America, but you don't have the two top American sprinters a part of your league? That's gonna raise red flags, period, with just anybody. You don't have Shakira Richardson underneath the umbrella. You don't have Noah Lyles underneath the umbrella, which tells me you're not too concerned about ticket sales. You're not too concerned about the outside public, because those two people got the biggest fan bases in track and field. You don't have them as a part of it. So I need to know who you're going to utilize to help push this idea. Okay, so you sign Sid. That's beautiful for the track world. That's beautiful. But it's not going to help sustainability from a business standpoint. All right? That's all. It's just that part. Okay? Now, when you look at it from the very first track meet they put in Kingston, somebody didn't do the research to find out on that exact same weekend there's one of the biggest damn events in Jamaica, and you're having a track meet on a Friday in the middle of the day with people at work on one of the biggest days of the year. Somebody didn't look at the calendar. There's no way I'm putting it on that weekend. No way in hell. If anything, find me the weekend that they ain't got nothing. When I say nothing, I don't want it to be no high school track meets going on. I don't want it to be no church going on. I want it to be a weekend where these mother truckers are sitting at home looking at the sky. That's the weekend I'm going to put it in Jamaica, okay? That weekend. Now let's get on over here to Miramar, all right? There's no way in hell I got to track meet if I'm going to Miramar. There's no way in hell I got to track meet in Miramar. Shakira Richardson ain't in it. That's just not happening. It's not happening. This girl don't put 10-5 on that track, Wednesday or not, whatever. That's pretty much her track. That's her shit. There's no way I'm having a track meet in Miramar and Shakira Richardson ain't in it. That's just that. That's just me, okay? That's just Ray. That's me personally, okay? Now let's get to Philadelphia, okay? For me, the Philadelphia one was not a bad place because you got the tri-states. All right. You got the tri-states, meaning you got Maryland, New York. You got all the people that's gonna travel. So I'm not against the Philadelphia one whatsoever. I was not. Like, okay, well, that one's a little better. I'd go there. LA, to me, LA was tricky, okay? Because if I got to pick between LA, Atlanta, New York, I'm probably going to pick that New York Randall's Island, because it's never, ever, 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 ever not put people in the stands. Even when I went up there and did the little Raise Take sponsored track meet, it was full. So I just think from a logistical standpoint, I think two of the places just wasn't good places, okay? That's the first thing. Now, when we go to the marketing side of it, Marketing wasn't too bad, wasn't too bad, but it wasn't good. Okay. And what I mean by it wasn't too bad, but it wasn't good, they pretty much only marketed to us. Now, when Grand Slam would do their Twitter stuff and stuff like that, they would market to us, and it would be things that, like, for me at least, for me, I could read it and see and say, this is somebody trying to do the marketing. This is somebody trying to do the social media. This isn't somebody um that does this like on a daily. Okay. Um, no. Here's what I'm saying. Life's just fine. Here's what I gotta make sure I understand. The stadium being packed means nothing. How many people at home are watching means everything. Okay. Stadium being packed in Miramar don't mean nothing. Shakira Richardson ran at Miramar means the TVs are now owned for that. That's what I mean by Miramar. Miramar was packed. It was packed. But it was packed for inside, not everywhere. Okay. Now, other thing I saw at Grand Slam, it seemed like the team they put together was a team of startup people as well. Meaning a lot of the people that were in certain positions and stuff like that, it seems like it was their first rodeo as well. Okay, like literally, like, and I know for a fact, a couple of those people, it is their first rodeo. A couple of those people that I know to be on their board and stuff like that, it is their first rodeo. A couple of those people I know are former athletes, this and that, have not a single drop of background in business. Okay. That's the thing. Not a single drop of background in business. So therefore, when you don't have those type of people on there, you're shooting, as Coach Hop would say, you're pissing in the wind. Okay. You got to pee, but you're doing it in the wind. So guess what? It's blowing back on you. Okay. So the signs were there that this was a possibility of happening. Okay. Meaning every track meet, they learned from it. Okay. They learned from Jamaica because Jamaica's turnout wasn't that good. They learned from that. All right. Um, Miramar, they learned from Miramar because they was able to get more people there, yada, yada, yada. They learned from both of them before they got to Philadelphia because that's why they cut a whole day out, okay? Because they learned from them first two meets, like, that shit ain't gonna work. Nah, so you gotta cut a day out. Now what they've learned is you probably gotta lock in backup locations as well, meaning we got LA, but let's contact USC. Let's contact this place and have them as a backup. Let's contact them. Let's see how much it is to rent from them. Let's see how much it is for security from them. And then we'll put them into our pot. Meaning LA is here. But if LA cancels, all it takes is a phone call or an email. Hey, that deal that we talked about, 3-4 months ago, rent the stadium. We can send y'all a check right now and rent the stadium. Done. Like those are the things I'm saying. Like, why didn't you have that type of backup? Why didn't you have those type of things already planned for? Or even as far as when they had to cut down to 2 days, why didn't you have that plan before even launching that there's a possibility that it might not need to be 3 days? You can't learn at the expense of the consumer. Because if you learn at the expense of the consumer ain't gonna want to come back. That's just not it. Like if I go buy a pair of shoes and they tear up and I bring them back, you might can fix it, but guess what? I'm probably not gonna do. I'm still not gonna buy that shoe no more because you lost me now. I'm the consumer. And now when you look at stuff like canceling um canceling Philadelphia, you pissed off consumers because a lot of consumers had already paid for extra days. Okay, they already upset. Now, when you cancel a whole track meet, now the consumer is back like, oh shit, I'm not messing with y'all at all. From a business standpoint, why would I give you my money when things like this could happen? Why would I plan my weekends, my times, and stuff like that around going to a track meet when this could happen? Okay, now, Gardner, it does not matter why it was canceled. Okay, like he said, it could have been canceled because of the riots. That does not matter. The thing about it, and it wasn't canceled because of the riots. I can tell that now because they already announced that it was some. It wasn't that. They already announced that it wasn't that. It wasn't that at all. Okay. Now, here's what I want everybody to understand. The idea behind Grand Slam is genius. It's not a bad idea. It was never a bad idea. It was just, in my personal opinion, I'm only giving my personal opinion. It was just executed poorly. It was executed poorly, which is why I tend to say, like I did in the last one, Alex has a more chance of a sustainability because of his business background and the people that I'm pretty sure he's using to help build this. Okay, it has nothing to do with him knowing he don't never ran track before, don't know shit about track. No, he don't got to because he know everything about business. He know everything about business. Okay, so with that being said, the sustainability of Athos is greater. And like I told y'all on the last show, he was so smart to where he went and gave 3 black women equity. You gonna win the crowd. And that's what it is about when it comes to anything in business. You have to win the crowd. Win the damn crowd. If the crowd come and leave with a bad taste in their mouth, guess what they gonna do? They gonna tell somebody else. And then they gonna tell somebody else. And that's how you lose people. You need people to be like, man, you missed that Grand Slam. Yeah, bro, you missed the best shit ever. That's what you need, because now that's how you draw in more people versus, man, you see Grand Slam? I saw it was on. Man, them folks canceled the whole day. What? Hell yeah, they canceled the whole day. Man, I thought about going. Yeah, don't go. And then if you try and get them involved, oh yeah, man, she you in LA? Yeah, I'm gonna go to Grand Slam. No, you ain't. They canceled the LA meet. What? Man, you just told me they canceled one day in Philly. Now they canceled a whole meet. Yeah. You see what this does? It starts a snowball effect with the consumer. So snowball effect with the consumer. Now, I'm gonna say it again, like I've been saying on all my videos. This ain't on Mike. Like everybody want to call Mike. This is not on Mike. It's not on. I'm gonna say it for the umpteenth time. This shit is not on Mike. This shit is on the people who are making the decisions behind Mike, not Mike. It's kind of like in America with the president. This shit ain't on the president. It's on the cabinet. It's not on the president. The president is just going out there as a spokesperson, making the final yay or nay. It's the cabinet that's making the decisions. It ain't on Mike. It's on the people that y'all don't see. It's on them people who are in that room, who are sitting there with them computers and sitting there with their pens and their papers, and they're sitting around with their round tables, probably about 10, 12 of them, and Mike is in there. And they are telling Mike, here's what we think we should do. Here's what we think we should go on. Here's the direction. All Mike did was come in with the idea and said, here's what I want to happen. Okay? He put together a team, I'm pretty sure. The investors put together a team, I'm pretty sure. And that team is who failed. Mike didn't fail. Mike had the idea. He brought the idea to fruition. We all saw it. So guess what? He didn't fail. He said, I'm going to create a league. He did that. He said, in my league, athletes going to make more money. He did that. So Mike did it. He did what he told us that he was going to do. That's why I keep saying it's not on Mike. It's on the people who made the decisions. Everybody that's in that boardroom, them folks I'm talking to, y'all, everybody that's in that boardroom, the ones who sat there, the whole team of people who sat there was like, I think we should do it this way. I think we should do it that way. I think we should do it this way. I think we should do it that way. It's their fault. It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault whatsoever, okay? Now, here's the problem. Here's the problem. I'm going to go back to the presidents again. It's just like being the president of America. You're going to take the hit. It's just like being the CEO of a company. You're going to take the hit. Just like being the owner of a small restaurant. You're going to take the hit. It's not nobody, because guess what? Nobody can see, if I go back to presidency again, nobody can see the cabinet. So they can't blame them. I can see the president. I'm going to blame him. Nobody can see the board. I can see Mike. I'm going to blame him. If it's a family-owned restaurant, Nobody can see the cook in the back. I can see the owner. I'm gonna blame him. That's why the food nasty. You see what I'm saying? But as an entrepreneur, as a startup person, you know that though. You gonna take the hit, even though, and you know, like, but it wasn't even me to make the decisions. But you the one that decided I will step out and be the sacrificial lamb is what I call it. I will be the sacrificial lamb because here's the gamble. If it works, you get all the credit. But you didn't do nothing. You see what I'm saying? See how that worked? The board did that. The whole board made the decisions to make sure this shit worked. I'm gonna get the credit though, because I'm the one out front taking the pictures, smiling with the babies. Okay? You also gonna take the backlash if it don't work. That's the hard part about being the face of anything. That's it. That's the hard part about being the face of any new anything. You gonna live and die by it. And the people that actually might have caused the issues, you never know. You will never ever know. So I don't want nobody out there blaming Mike, this and that. It hasn't. Let me make sure I say this right. It hasn't failed completely yet. Okay, it hasn't failed. Meaning, this season was. You can say this season was not a successful season from a business standpoint, because successful season would have been you didn't cancel no track meets. You didn't have to change nothing up. Everything went according to plan. That's successful, okay? This is not a successful year. But watch this though. This don't mean that it's over with. Again, do I see it sustaining? Not like this. And which is what I keep saying. Like the way that it's looking, I don't see it working. And what we're noticing is exactly that, because it didn't finish out the entire year. For whatever reason, it didn't even finish out the entire year properly. Okay. For whatever reason you want to call it, it didn't. All right. Now, if they use this as a learning year and come back next year with an entirely different format, well, let me make sure I say it right. Not different format, different business model. Different business model, different business plan, probably different people in them rooms. They still got a shot because, I mean, they still got a shot. They just got to, in my personal opinion, I keep saying my personal opinion. My personal opinion, they got to clean a lot of shit up. They got to figure a lot of shit out. Because I remember a tweet when I watched this. I remember a tweet when they put out, they almost kind of blamed y'all for the cancellations at Philadelphia, because they put out the whole thing in their social media about you guys spoke and we listened. You guys didn't like the 3-day format, so no, don't do that to the people. don't be like, well, we canceled it because y'all said y'all wanted 2 days. Don't do that. Okay. I didn't think that was right for them to put it that way, but taking those things into consideration is the things that you should have took into consideration before launching. Literally, meaning, I get how they said, well, we battle between 3 and 2 all day long, all day long. Then guess what then? If you battle between 3 and 2 and you chose 3 and it was a bad decision, again, just my personal opinion, then you got bad people in that boardroom. Because there's no way y'all went back and forth and decided this is the best route to go, and it failed. If everybody was unanimously saying this is the best route to go and it failed, you got to clean that cabinet now. You have no choice. You have no choice. You got to clean that, because here we go. We talked about it. Now my thing is, did they ever go to a whiteboard? Okay, people, y'all know what I'm talking about. Did you ever go to a whiteboard and write down everything? Okay, not just I did everything, every nick cranny, everything that could happen, every earthquake place. What matter of fact, what time of year does California usually have earthquakes? Well, they usually have earthquakes around this time, yada yada. Then guess what? We not going to California. Did you do that? Like literally cross off everything that could have stopped you from failing in your first year. And the reason why I say that is because we saw changes every single meet. So they was learning as they go. Sometimes that's the nature of business. But again, sometimes that shit can hurt your business because when you learn as you go, you lose money. You don't make no money. Everybody knows you're gonna lose money in your first 1, 2, 3 years of starting, no matter what. If you happen to just take off, then that was good damn business. But usually you're gonna lose a little bit of money, all right? But you don't want to lose money based off of bad decisions. You want to lose money because I got to grow. People got to know about me. We got to keep marketing it. We got to keep doing this. We got to keep doing that. You want to lose money because it's my first year. So I didn't make any money. I lost money because I had to pay the bills, had to pay this lawyer, whatever, yada, yada. You don't want to lose money based off bad decisions. Okay. Meaning, if you cancel LA, which they've canceled LA, you cancel ticket sales, which means you would generate $0 from that track meet. But when you did your evaluations, okay, before you did all of this, you had numbers. You said if we do A, B, C, D, if we go to this place, this place, this place, we should hit this in ticket sales. So no matter what, you had an evaluation done for the entire year. I'm willing to bet that the evaluations done for the year are so damn off right now. I'm willing to bet that whatever the evaluations was for Kingston, Kingston might have hit a quarter of that. Whatever the evaluations was for Miramar, Miramar might have hit right at it. The evaluations for Philadelphia, they definitely went down because you took a day out. The evaluations for LA are gone. So now if I'm just me, if I'm Ray, if I'm an investor and I go back and look at everything, I'm gonna go back and say, well, look, you gave me, when I gave you my money, I gave you my money based off an evaluation that you gave me. Meaning you said if we do this track meet in this city at this time, ticket sales should be this, which means the profit should be this. P&L is the only thing that matters in business. This track meet, that valuation didn't hit. Now we move on to the next one. This track meet, that valuation for Miramar might be right at it, so we didn't go over. Philadelphia, that valuation went down. California, now you cancel the whole track meet. So let me explain it from that standpoint. Let's just say, I'm going to go with millions, okay? Let's just say the evaluation was over all 4 track meets, we'll make $1,000,000, right? Off ticket sales, TV, we'll make $1,000,000. If you turn around and come back with $500,000, that's a problem because you need to at least break even. That's taking a loss, okay? Breaking even, like, oh, okay, we broke even, though, shit. A complete loss is this type of stuff, okay? So if I'm an investor, I'm going to go back and look like, but I thought you said that this would work, and here's the reason why you said it would work, because it's something brand new and yada, 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 and it did not work. Okay, so now I'm going to be just a tad, if I'm a real businessman, a real investor, I'm going to be just a tad bit more reluctant now because it's like, I'm just giving a number, like I gave you $3,000,000 because the ROI was supposed to be 10%. I'm already down 20% in my first year of what I would have got. So I'm in the red 20% already based off of what I gave you. I'm not too happy right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not too happy because now you got to go out there and make money just to get my money out the red, which puts more pressure now on the company because now I have to overachieve because I got to first get out the red because they want their money back. They invested. And once I get out the red for that, now I got to find a way to make profit. So it gets real tricky when it comes to the nature of startups. That's all it is. Um, Personally, I think the Athlos way was a better way. Okay. And what I mean by the Athlos way was a better way. Hold on 1 second. Okay, back to what I was saying. I think the Athos way was a better way only for this reason here only. They did one track meet first. And then after that one track meet they did, I feel confident to say they took the information from that track meet and they used that information to determine their valuations, to determine what they can and can't do, to determine what they can and can't get. So what I'm saying behind that is you can go to launch now, how they say, okay, now we have a league because they tested a format first. Okay. They tested something. All right. So because they tested something, they understood what could happen. Now, I listen, everybody talking about USATF cancel their meets. I see what you said, Jay. Um, again, it ain't what y'all are looking at is the surface level. Damn the fact that they canceled the meet. Where is the backup meet? That's what I'm trying to point out to y'all. Where is the just in case this don't fall through, we can do this. Where is that? That's my thing. I hear what everybody's saying. Well, it's because of the rise. Because all this fine and dandy. Where is the backup? Point blank. Like, it's that simple. I'm not about to lose money. Okay, I'm not. Why? Because we can easily change this location. Oh, easily change this location because we got a backup location. Meaning, even if it's a backup city, backup state, guess what? Watch this right here. Grand Slam came and said they canceled the LA track meet, right? If y'all want to go with it's because of the rides. It ain't, because ain't no rides out there. But whatever. I'm gonna play with David Trammell. Trust me, I know. But I'm gonna play with this, okay? Grand Slam comes on and say we canceled the track meet today. There's no track meet in LA. And let's just go with the theory of what y'all saying. How would y'all have felt if Grand Slam came on and said we are moving our final Grand Slam from LA to freaking Drake? We apologize for the last minute change, but we are relocating from LA to Drake. How would y'all have took that? I can tell you how you would have took it. You would have took it a whole lot better than them saying we're canceling altogether. Because then you would have said, okay, well, at least y'all trying. At least you're trying to give us something still. Meaning, I have a backup area. I have a backup location. That's it. Like, I got the backup location. Like, okay, we got 4 locations as to exactly where we're going to. Okay. These are our 4 reserve locations. In case some shit go wrong, we got these on reserve. All right, we got them on reserve. And you could even go so far as, because you're a startup, invest in that. Look, send these people a $500 check. That's just for the deposit. That's a just in case. All right. And even if we don't use it, we can lose that 500. That's cool. But what we can't lose is all the damn money we gonna lose that we have to cancel a whole location and can't be there. So you take that risk. Like, okay, well, look, just in case LA don't work, what's our next location? Okay, shit. Okay, well send them folks a check for a deposit, and just in case. And if we don't use it, they can keep the money. That's business. That's crossing your goddamn T's and dotting your I's. Like, ah, that's it. That's it. That's literally it. So I'm gonna sum it up like this. I personally do not like this. Meaning, I don't. This is Ray talking now. I don't want Grand Slam to fail. I don't. Because it actually pays athletes a ton of money. And I'm always about that. What have I been screaming since y'all met me on Ray's Take? Since the day one. Athletes don't get paid enough. I've even went on Twitter and put up screenshots of the amount of money that somebody makes from a regulation Walmart worker to what we get paid in track and field. And I've said, why are we running when you can literally go be a Walmart greeter and make more money? I've been on record fighting for that. So when he did that, I'm for that. So I don't want Grand Slam to fail. But here's what and why I do these videos and hope that people listen is like, that's why I critique shit. It's not me hating, it ain't me. No, I'm critiquing saying, well, this is the shit that I'm seeing. So take it into consideration so that you won't fail. It's the same thing I do with race breakdowns. Well, this is shit I'm seeing from what I've learned, not from just from what I've learned, your angles is off. So I'm not hating on you, but if you fix your angles, you should be able to do something better because here's the proof behind the angles. I'm not hating on you, but your knees are dropping at the end. If you fix that, you should be able to get to the line faster. I'm not hating when I'm talking about Grand Slam might not make it, and here's the whys. Okay, well, if I'm giving the whys, then at least take them into consideration and be like, well, shit, you know what? He might be right. And if we do fix ABC, we might not fail. See how that works? See how that works? See how that works? Okay? So, again, it was definitely not the news that I wanted to wake up to see because I was ready to go to LA. I had the meeting set up. I was about to go talk to Emmanuel Ocho and all type of people. I had told Fraser, we in LA, baby, the last one. Let's do it. Let's kick it. Ben said that. All right? I'm not a fan. Like I'm going to say it again. I'm not a fan of them failing. I'm not a fan of that. I want them to succeed. Okay? I'm going to say it again. I want them to succeed, which is why I sit here and say, well, this the shit that I'm looking at just from my small eye of being in this shit as an entrepreneur and startups for years. I've failed more than y'all can imagine. Trust me. When I say trust me. When it comes to the startup world, I've failed more than y'all can imagine, but I've learned from all those failures, which is why right now I'm about to open up a whole nother location, not a new gym. No, I'm staying at one I'm at, and now I'm about to open up another location of a luxury gym now. Why? Because I learned things from my failures and from my accomplishments in business to now I'm only at a level to where I want to grow. I want to grow from the shit I learned from. And I want to teach from the shit I learned from. So it's sad that a lot of times when I be talking, people just look at me like, oh, he just talk. He just like, nah, bro, I'm really trying to educate people. I'm really trying to educate people in track and field, business, whatever it is. I'm literally trying to educate people like, hey, man, look, this is what I'm seeing. This is what I think. This is what I think, what I'm seeing. So the Grand Slam, I just hope that overall they get it together. Okay? I hope that overall, um, they look at this season because pretty much LA over with, they season canceled. That was the last track meet. So what I hope they do now is they accept, okay? Accept. And this is just the harsh reality of what I'm about to say. Accept that this year was a failure. Okay? Accept it. Don't go in that room and be like, oh, this is a great year. We succeeded. We did. Don't go look for no positives because there are positives. You can easily go in that room together and find 100 positives and walk out there like, yeah, we did a good job. No, don't do that shit. You go in that goddamn boardroom, you close that door, and everybody sit there and we say we're not leaving until we figure out why we didn't succeed the way we should have succeeded. Yes, we succeeded in small areas. Yes, we succeeded here. We succeeded there. But as an overall, we canceled the track meet and we had to cancel half of one. That's not a success for our first year. So until we figure out what the hell we did wrong, ain't nobody leaving this room. Call your aunties, call your mamas, call your cousins, call your boyfriends, your husbands, your wives, call whomever you got to call and tell them for the next 2-3 weeks, you don't exist. Because until we figure this shit out, ain't nobody leaving this goddamn boardroom. That's how you do that. Like, no, where did we go wrong at? Okay, Shelly, it was your idea for us to go to Philadelphia. Tell me why it was your idea because that didn't work. And tell me why before I replace you. Because again, that was your decision, okay? So I need to know what you're going to do differently. What you gonna do differently to stay in that seat you sitting in? And then you turn around and go to the next person. You was in charge of marketing. Look at our numbers. Look at our viewership numbers. Now you're gonna have to tell me why you get to keep sitting in that same seat. Because right now I'm ready to replace you because we failed. Okay, so now I'm gonna turn around and look at the next person over there. Okay, you were in charge of making sure the athletes had A, B, C, D, E. You did a good job. They got their money on time. They got everything taken care of. You actually get to sit there and be quiet. You didn't do nothing wrong, okay? Turn around to another person. Wasn't you in charge of the LA meet? Yep. Okay, so the LA meet got canceled, right? Yep. Where was your backup meet at? I don't have one, sir. Guess what? I hope you got a backup job because you fired. That's how you gotta run shit. like no. Okay, so it was your job to run social media, right? Yeah. Let me see some social media numbers. Let me see the engagements we got. Because, I know that there's these people like this Raise Take person, he gets hundreds of thousands of engagements. There's these troll guys that people call trolls like Aaron and all them. They get in 100,000 engagements. Why aren't we getting those same engagements? Oh, you didn't contact none of them? Now you're fired. It's like, I'm going down the line. Matter of fact, who was in charge of getting the athletes? That was my job. Hold on, my phone run. Since that was your job, you you told me to go get Sydney McLaughlin and to give her a lot of money. Show me Sydney McLaughlin's Twitter right now. Show me Sydney McLaughlin's Instagram right now. Now, when I look at this Instagram, I don't see no damn Grand Slam tweets. But this is who you told me you fired. No, get up right now. Doors that way. By the time I'm done, it might be two people in that whole damn boardroom now. Two. Me and the ninja that paid the athletes. That's about it. Because everybody else, y'all failed. So I got to replace you. It ain't nothing personal. Ain't nothing personal. It's just business. I have to replace you now. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's all. That's all. Because you are the decision makers. So since y'all are the decision makers, and the decision was bestowed upon me, I'm making a decision to get rid of y'all ass because now I look bad. That's just my take on it, y'all. I wish Grand Slam the best of luck for next year. I hope they get it right. Um, but yeah, what I never want to do, but typically I end up doing a lot in track and field to say, I told you so. I see y'all later on.